Have you ever felt unseen, ordinary, overlooked? Then you need to know about Bethlehem. It's God's way of saying, I can bring greatness out of your small places. Most people think of Bethlehem as a quiet town on a Christmas card, snowfall and starlight and shepherds and a manger. But the biblical meaning of Bethlehem is far more profound. It's a prophetic whisper, a message God still speaks to us today. Bethlehem literally means house of bread. It was the place where provision was found, where hunger was satisfied, where life was sustained. It's no accident, and it's no poetic coincidence that the bread of life chose to be born in the house of bread. I love it. And one who would nourish starving souls entered the world in the very city whose name means food for the hungry. In Bethlehem, we hear God say, I will feed you where you feel empty. Bethlehem was also the city of David, the place where a young shepherd boy was anointed to become king, where that humble village would rise a throne that would never fail. And generations later, the true son of David, Jesus, returned to the soil of his ancestor. Bethlehem tells us God keeps his promise, even the ancient ones. But there's another layer hidden in the hills of Bethlehem. It was surrounded by fields where the temple shepherds raised lambs set apart for sacrifice in Jerusalem. These were not ordinary flocks. They were lambs inspected for purity, wrapped in cloth and prepared for offering. And it was here in those very fields that the angels sang. It was here the Lamb of God was born, the one who would take away the sins of the world, be the sacrificial lamb. And Bethlehem declares God provides a perfect sacrifice right where redemption is needed most. And yet the most stunning truth about Bethlehem is found in its smallness. Micah 5:2 says, But you, Bethlehem, though you are small, Bethlehem is not impressive, not powerful, not wealthy or influential. And that's precisely where God chose to break into the world. The King of Glory arrived not in a Rome or in Jerusalem, but in a village so overlooked it barely made the map. Why? So no one could miss the message. God brings greatness out of small places. God births glory through what seems insignificant. And God moves in the places the world overlooks. This is what Bethlehem means for you. If you feel small, unseen, or ordinary, Bethlehem says that doesn't hinder God. If you feel empty or hungry, Bethlehem says God has bread for your soul. And if you're waiting on promises, Bethlehem says God has not forgotten. And if you feel unqualified, Bethlehem says you're precisely the kind of person God chooses. And if your story seems humble, Bethlehem says God can bring greatness out of it. You see, Bethlehem reminds me that God delights in stepping into the small spaces and filling them with His presence. He does His most outstanding work in unlikely places, mangers, fields, forgotten towns, and ordinary hearts willing to make room for Him. So this Christmas, may the message of Bethlehem rise within you. The bread of life has come to feed your hunger. The King of Heaven has come to keep His promises to you. The Lamb of God has come to sacrifice Himself for you. And the God who entered a tiny village is ready to enter the tiny rooms of your life. Bethlehem teaches us this eternal truth. God's not looking for perfect places, only a humble and willing one. So I hope that encourages you this Christmas. And Kimberly and I wish you a very happy and a very merry Christmas. God bless.